to have you on our show, Sports Talk and the Success Table.
Love it.
Sounds good, man. Mr. Super Bowl champion. So, Clay, how did it all start for you as a kid? How did you get involved with football?
As a kid, when I got involved in football, I'd say I was I had an older brother. We would just throw the football around the backyard a lot. But it got us started in organized football. I was in fourth grade. I started early. Started playing. I'd always play a year up with my brother's a year older than me, and just kept playing year after year after year, and was kept improving, and the rest is history, as they say.
I hear you, man. Then it turned into a Super Bowl for you.
Yeah. Well, actually, with the Super Bowl, I was on the Patriots for half the year,
Yes,
but then the second half wasn't. So, some people say you won the Super Bowl, some people say you didn't, but in my eyes, I didn't win the Super Bowl. But I think I was part of the team that won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, man. So as a kid, who are some of your sports role models?
I used to love Jerry Rice, big Jerry Rice guy. I was a wide receiver in high school and middle school. I was also a Chicago guy. I liked Brian Urlacher. It was crazy when I got to play against him. The old Bears teams with Mike Brown, Brian Urlacher, Devin Hester. Those guys were some of my favorites. Old school players like that.
Definitely. I'm hoping Devin Hester makes it in this year to Canton. He's well-deserving. Well-deserving.
Well, never seen a guy like him, man. I mean, like maybe Dante Hall wasn't on his – no returnman has ever been able to match what Devin Hester has done. The guy's just truly, truly incredible.
Definitely. So coming from Missouri State, how did you perceive the NFL in general?
Yeah, coming from Missouri State, it's a smaller school. I'm from a small high school. I graduated with 60 kids in high school. My town is 3,000 people. So we're a very, very small town. And then I went to this small college, Missouri State University, in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. And playing there, had some success. At first I didn't. I came in as I got a half scholarship to Missouri State. Came in as a wide receiver, got redshirted, didn't play much my first year. They moved me to tight end, and I started having a lot of success at tight end. So I was a big guy that could run. You realize you could use those mismatch problems in the receiving game. And I ended up being a 3-time All-American at tight end. And after that, I got bigger, started blocking a lot better, and started going to some all-star games afterwards. Went to the East-West Shrine game, and at the time there was a game called the Texas First Nation game. In the Shrine game and the Texas game, I really improved my draft stock by showing I was able to play with that competition, the guys from Florida, Alabama, all those big schools, and I really probably improved my draft stock as much as anyone else. Had a good combine, 40-inch vertical, 4.5 40, 10-foot broad jump, 30 reps on the bench, and really got drafted in the 4th round there, and that was a really fun time, and that's what helped me a lot back in those days.
Definitely. So going into the Eagles, that organization, what helped you transition to the Eagles and produce right away for them?
Yeah, transitioning was honestly a little bit difficult for me. It was tough for me to go from playing at such a small school to playing in front of the Eagles. I wish I could go back now with all the maturity I have now in my body then, and be able to play. But, and ended up doing a pretty good job of playing. I played as a rookie, had some catches, a couple touchdowns, playing with Michael Vick, LaShawn McCoy, Jeremy Macklin, made a good team. I think it was just repetition, practicing, trying to focus on the details of the game.
Definitely. So we mentioned prior the Super Bowl with the Patriots, but how did you build confidence with the GOAT, arguably the greatest of all time quarterback, Tom Brady?
It's my short time with the Patriots. Tom was he's unbelievable. The guy's an ultra competitor. The one story I always tell people with Tom Brady is the story when we're playing this game about just a memory game, right? You memorize these plays. The Patriots got a lot of plays. You say one word, and you just have to know the formation, the snap count, the checks, and everything. Just one word. Say you say pro. You got to know that's green right, 373 Y stick excellent. You got to know the whole play. It's for tempo offense. And I got really good at reciting these. And we played this game one time. Tom came into the tight end room, and randomly, and my coach was like, Tom, I bet you can't beat Clay in this game. Tom's like, come on, man. Like, I can beat Clay in this game. I've been in this offense for a long time. And I beat him. And he was really mad. Left slammed off the door, slammed the door. And I'm like, man, this guy's really pissed off about this. And I was like, I kind of forgot about it, went home, come back to work the next day. We're all sitting in the tight end room. It's me, Gronkowski, Martellus Bennett. And we had a big room that year. Tom barges in. All right, Clay, let's fucking go. Let's go. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if you can beat me again. Like, well, Brian Dable, our position coach at the time, is like, all right, Clay, let's go. So Tom ends up beating me 5-0. That's right. Walks out the door, slams the door. That's how competitive the guy is. Just me beating him that little game. He went home, he studied, he came back just to show me that he was better and he won.
I bet you he spent all night doing that. I can guarantee it.
Yeah. It beat him up so bad that he lost to me, that he spent all night studying those plays, making sure that he would come in and beat me like that.
He probably does that to every defense, studies it 50 to 100 times. Just the progression of a defense, what the scheme is going to look like if there's a safety in the box, what they're going to do. If they're reading his eyes, he knows every last bit of it.
The competitiveness is unmatched, man. He is one of the most competitive guys I've ever had the experience of being around. But that's why he's so great.
Definitely. So with earning his trust, how did you manage to do that in your short stint there with the Patriots? Besides matching him with the plays.
Yeah. Just working hard at practice, staying after, showing the guys that I was willing to put the work in to be able to play with that caliber and offense. Tom, you're in the huddle with Tom. He's calling plays fast. He's not slowing down. It sounds like he's an auctioneer because he wants to call them as quick as he can so he can get to the line and see what the defense is doing.
Definitely.
So it's like showing that you can work with him and do that is really the biggest part there. So showing that you can keep up.
For sure. How did Josh McDaniels make it easier on you also, with him being the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, Josh McDaniels he's a great offensive coordinator. I mean, those guys, him and Tom, are running the offenses meeting together. But the guy that helped me the most would be Brian Dable. I think he just got named the head coach of the New York Giants. Brian Dable's my tech, worked with me a lot and on the plays and everything. And great guy. Love Dable. He's he's a stern dude, but he knows how to have fun. He cares about his players a lot. And Dable helped me out a lot with the plays, with the progressions, the coverages, and it was great.
Definitely. You said earlier in our interview, you don't consider you winning the Super Bowl, but after 6 seasons, you getting the Super Bowl ring. How rewarding was it to receive that bad boy on your finger, man?
Oh, it's awesome, man. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Obviously as a kid, you grow up wanting to win a Super Bowl. So that's obviously a huge accomplishment, and something that's really cool.
Definitely, man. So life after football for you, Clay, how have you applied the trials and tribulations of the game of football to your personal life?
Football teaches you a lot, man. And sometimes it's hard for a player, like after you're done playing football, all right, what do I do now? I just lived my dream. I was, at this point in my career, did all these things, and now what am I supposed to do now that I'm done playing football? But for me, it's been just that work ethic and doing things the right way is always been what I've wanted to do, and using that routine, the structure, knowing that that's the way to get ahead. If you have good habits, good routine, good structure, that's how you're going to be successful in whatever you do.
Definitely, man. So my next two questions for you, Clay, are brought to you by B&D Sports Media. What are your thoughts on how Tom Brady hung up his pads and cleats for the last time?
Man, I thought that was pretty crazy. I didn't expect it, but after that game, you saw Tom was getting, he was getting a lot of hits. He was didn't have much time to throw the ball. O-line was a little beat up there, so that was unfortunate. But I mean, he's 44 years old. The guy's won 7 championships, and he went out at the top of the game. Nobody can say that Tom could probably come out next season and still be the best player in the league, and he decided to hang it up. So that's pretty incredible.
I think Giselle had to do something with that, though.
Yeah, probably.
She's tired of him not being there, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Giselle probably said, Tom, what more do you have to prove, man?
She stated it in the past. Hey, after the 6th Super Bowl.
That's what she said, yeah?
Yeah. Well, the
That's
next
funny.
one, the Super Bowl. Who do you got in the winning? Rams versus Bengals.
Yeah, I think that's a good matchup. I really think the Rams are going to win it, though. I think that defensive line and that offense, you got Cooper Kupp, you got OBJ. Stafford's been playing well. I think that defense to go with them is going to give the Bengals some problems. So I'm going with the Rams.
Their tight end group's pretty good too, with Tyler Higbee and the guy that showed his stuff last game. I forgot his name, but he's a beast too. Their number 2 tight end.
Yeah, they got some good Higbee. I love Higbee. They got some good tight ends. I love a team that can use 2 tight ends on the field. So that's got a special place in my heart. I love when I see the tight end.
New England was trying to do the same thing this year, but Jonnu Smith didn't pan out for him.
Yeah, Jonnu Smith didn't really pan out. Hunter Henry had a decent season, but I still think they expected more from him. I was a little curious by the Jonnu Smith signing for the amount that they gave him. 5 years, $45 million just didn't make sense for a guy that had 400 yards the year before with 30 catches. I mean, I thought maybe Bill had seen something in him that he hadn't performed yet. But yeah, that was probably one of the reasons that they weren't as successful as they hoped they were.
And then I think they overpaid for him, to be honest, for what they got out of him. Like, and Nelson Aguilar is the same way.
Yeah, they paid a lot for Jonnu Smith.
Yeah, Nelson Aguilar's getting overpaid too. Like, he never ever seen the field.
Yeah, was he hurt?
Some of the year, yeah. Like,
yeah, Aguilar was didn't get on the field much, and I know Jonnu Smith didn't do what they expected him to do. They wouldn't have paid him almost $50 million. So those 2 guys were probably a couple of the reasons they weren't as successful as they wanted to, tailoring the offense towards that and them not producing. Obviously, you got a young quarterback too, which could be part of the issue, but I expect them all to hopefully improve and gel over the next couple of years and come back to that old Patriot way that we're expected to see, year after year.
Yeah, I see Mac doing a better job next year of limiting the turnovers. Yeah,
you got to limit the turnovers. You're with a team like the Patriots. That's the number one thing. The first thing that Bill said when I signed with the Patriots was to learn how to win, you have to first learn how not to lose. So I think those turnovers are how you lose. That's something he's going to coach him up on. But another thing is, tough for the Patriots. They're losing a lot of their, Josh McDaniels. I mean, there's some guys that are, could be going, and they've lost a lot of their coaches in the past.
Definitely.
When I was Brian Dable, they had Brian Flores. they had Matt Patricia, and then they had who else do they have that went this head coach now? Joe Judge, and
they're all fired though. They're going to be back in New England before too long.
Yeah, they might be back in New England, but I don't think Flores will be back in New England after the text message thing.
That was crazy to hear Bill Belichick do something like that, to be honest with you. But he is up in age. You can't.
Yeah, he was
70.
Yeah, he's up there, and he just texted the wrong guy. They're both Brian Flores instead of Brian Dick. I was like, yeah, that's unfortunate for him, but, what can you do there?
He's going to get another opportunity. He was a beast for the Dolphins. He took them – he was like second in the division last year. Then he had a good record this year, better than whatever they did with Gase.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't understand why they were so quick to pull the trigger on Flores. I thought he did a decent job. Obviously, early in the year they were struggling, but I thought, he deserved to have at least another year. And then I expected him to get picked up and be a coach again this year. But apparently a lot of those interviews were according to him, were sham interviews. So who knows,
Definitely. It's surprising the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs hasn't gotten an interview or a head coaching job. Bieniemy?
Yeah, Bieniemy.
So surprising.
That too. And Byron Leftwich, I was thinking the Jaguars might hire him. I thought he'd be a good fit there. But, hopefully in the next couple of years, those guys will get a shot and really be able to be head coach on a staff. I think, they both earned it. I think Bieniemy and Leftwich for sure.
Definitely. Well, Clay, I'll end on this. Where can my audience find you on social media?
Yeah, in social media, I'm just Clay Harbs82 on Instagram and Twitter, Clay Harbs82. And then same thing on TikTok. I started doing some fitness TikToks and I have a couple of cool fitness projects out there. So if you're interested in that, follow me on social media.
Definitely. Well, Clay, it's been a blessing to have you on our show, and we'd welcome you back for another one, my friend.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Blessed to have you on our show, Sports